Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm visiting a very different kind of Sonoma County property. This is 100 Zachary Lane, located off Sonoma Mountain Road in Santa Rosa. The property is approximately 13 acres, and most of the land is woodland. Those woods provide privacy, natural surroundings, and a beautiful backdrop. Walking through this house, I started to feel like I was touring a romantic wine country vacation home designed for another era. Some of the finishes show their age, but the idea behind the house still makes sense. Privacy, mountain views, secluded primary suite, a balcony, sauna, pool, wine storage, and plenty of places to relax. The house itself uses some very substantial building materials. Look at the metal roof, the stonework around the entrance, the heavy timber construction, extensive woodwork, and these large decks built into the hillside. And I particularly like what happens at this entrance. Outside, you are surrounded by nature, then you approach these heavy timbers and stone walls. To me, the stone gives the entrance a feeling of permanence and protection. It feels the way a retreat should feel. Nature around you, but shelter when you come home. And once you walk inside, the house opens back toward the landscape. The open kitchen faces toward the mountain scenery. I love the idea that while you're preparing food, instead of looking at the wall, you can look out toward the trees and mountains. That really gives me the feelings of a retreat. And I think that's what this property is really about. You don't move here for convenience. You move here because you want to come home and feel like you've gotten away. This isn't necessarily a house I'd choose because of the latest kitchen cabinets or luxury finishes. It's the experience of being here that makes the kitchen special. And once I walked through the house, I realized the floor plan itself was actually very thoughtfully designed. The primary bedroom has something I don't see very often. There's a door that can close off the corridor, separating the primary suite area from the other rooms. So instead of simply having a bedroom at the end of a hallway, the owner can create their own private section of the house. The suite has generous closet space and its own balcony. And very close to that balcony is the outdoor sauna. The placement makes the sauna feel less like a random amenity and more like part of the romantic getaway. The sauna did look fairly withered to me when I visited though, so as a buyer I would want to verify its current condition. Above the main living area is a surprisingly spacious loft. It could become a reading area, office, hobby space, or simply another place to relax while remaining connected to the main room below. Looking at the floor plan, you can see how the house was designed around multiple levels and the slope of the property. And those levels create an interesting trade-off. The stairs may not appeal to someone especially looking for easy single-level living, but I started imagining a very different buyer. Maybe an active retiree who loves gardening and animals. If horses or chickens are permitted here, perhaps someone could imagine a little country lifestyle with a vegetable garden and fresh eggs. That person wouldn't exactly be retiring from exercise. The property itself could become the exercise program. The property also has a pool. Interestingly, the listing photographs made the pool feel much larger to me. When I saw it in person, it felt more intimate. But in this setting, I'm not sure that's necessarily a disadvantage. It's surrounded by mature landscaping and feels more like part of private retreat than a resort-style swimming complex. Around the developed portion of the property, there are gardens, raised planting beds, outdoor gathering areas, and recreational space. And then there's this barn. When I first saw the listing photographs, I thought, wow, somebody likes to party. It looks enormous. but when I visited, it was actually smaller than I had imagined from the photographs. It still provides flexible recreational space with games and room for people to gather, but that taught me something else about looking at unusual properties online. Photography can communicate beauty very well, but it doesn't always communicate scale. Sometimes you really have to walk the property. And then we come back to the biggest part of this property, the woods. If roughly 1 acre contains most of the residential improvements and the remainder is predominantly woodland, I don't think the right question is, what can I build on all this land? Maybe the better question is, what are the woods worth to me? They give you separation, they give you nature, they create habitats for wildlife, and they create a completely different environment from living in a conventional neighborhood. But woodland also comes with responsibility. Trees, vegetation, leaves, fire safety considerations, and ongoing land management. When I arrived, Tony Lander, the listing agent, was actually outside blowing leaves and preparing the property for the open house. That little moment showed me something very real about owning a place like this. Nature is beautiful, but nature also gives you work. The property is currently offered at approximately $2.3 million. And at that price, I don't think the buyer is simply comparing bedrooms and square footage. They are deciding how much they value privacy, land, quiet, and lifestyle. According to Tony, short-term rentals aren't permitted here. He told me rentals need to be longer than 30 days. So this isn't an obvious Airbnb or glamping investment. The buyer has to genuinely want what this property offers. And perhaps that's why unusual properties are so interesting. The same feature can be a benefit to one buyer and a burden to another. 13 acres can mean freedom and privacy, or it can mean land you have to take care of. A wooded hillside can feel inconvenient, or it can be exactly what separates your home from the rest of the world. A quiet private road can feel isolated, or it can feel like a retreat. And that made me wonder, who is the buyer for a property like this? I don't think it's necessarily ideal for someone who has a long commute every day, but I could imagine it as a wine country second home. I can imagine someone who works remotely, someone semi-retired, an artist or writers, or maybe even a musician who loves the idea of having space and privacy when inspiration comes. Because after touring this property, I don't think the biggest selling point is simply the house, the pool, or even the number of acres. I think the real selling point is the lifestyle all of those things create together. The challenge is finding the buyer who wants exactly that lifestyle. I am one with eXp Realty, and this is Unique Properties, where I explore unusual homes and try to understand not only what they are selling for, but what you are really buying.